Good evening, people. Welcome back to the videos. John Sinclair TV back again for a live review show, and I've got, as usual, Louise, the wonderful Louise. Louise, how's it going?
It's all right. It's canny. Happy Champions League day to everybody.
It certainly is. It certainly is. That's what I've got on Champions League. Here we come. I changed it tonight, sort of thing. But I could have done that, or I could have just put 5 more for 5K. But yeah. So I was going to say, how are you feeling this morning? How are you feeling now? Have you celebrated? Did you go somewhere? Did you have a meal? Did you have a view? Did you?
None of that. I watched it, couldn't take my eyes off it. And I kind of felt, and I was watching all of it. I was watching the celebration that went on the pitch for ages afterwards. And then I was watching some of the footage of what was going on in town, and that was amazing. And I don't know if it was because I felt a bit remote from it, or whether it was because it was draining. I was absolutely shattered. But I'm up in the northeast later in the week, so I'm sure I'll do some more celebrating then.
Fantastic stuff.
And for the rest of the year, and possibly for the rest of my life.
Absolutely. And you know what it is. So I'm going back. I'm up to Newcastle as well, by the way, on Friday night. And then you go up one way. When I come up, you're going to think, oh, God, Johnson, I'm going back.
Yeah, I'm going before you arrive, just to be sure.
Wow. There you go. You could have met up, like, you know. But
we will one of these days.
Definitely get me partner as well. And, you know, talk to her about you as well. And as a co-host. And she's over to me. Guys, if you like the video, smash the like, hit the subscribe button, subscribe. Super chats are open. If you'd like to super chat, it's just 99p. And if you'd like to become a member, it's just 99p. Super chat, just give what you can. And we never ask for super chats as well, not on my show or anyone else as well. And I'm going to go through the comments as well. Hi, all house rules people. Please remember, keep comments respectfully. No all caps duplicates. No discussing or promoting other channels. Let's finish by me. And I'm Mod to Mod while you enjoy the show. You get it? Thank you so much. And big up to Lottie as well. And I'll be on my show tomorrow. Bit of evening. And Emery, eh? Emery settings. Thank you, Lottie, and even to you. Congratulations on qualifying Champions League football. We are now both back. Saka signs a new deal. And Midema is running, and the season almost done. What a ride. So ready for the break now. Lottie, you deserve a break. Big up to Lottie. Hope you're okay. Massive guna. Do check out Thick Acres Wonderland podcast as well. Show us some love as well. Even to the clone lad, we are Champions League. We are indeed. Big up to Leslie. Happy Friday. It's Tuesday today, Leslie. Yeah, please, if you'd like to subscribe and leave a comment, it's all free, and share it to the socials too. Support the channel. Super chats available, and you know that rest. And got one here from Jules. Hi to Jules. Hi to Ash. Welcome to the chat. Could have been 4 or 5. It could well have been. But, I mean, we'll talk about both teams in a bit. 1 point wasn't enough. Big up to Gary D. And hope you're fine. And go on to the next one. Even to you, Alan. Welcome to the chat, mate. And have you covered chatting Alan? Got Lottie as well. Saying hi to everybody. And Dr. Moore as well. We go for, I think, the only one with us, with everyone to play last year of the season. I qualified for a 200-player fantasy tour, 500k in prize pool, 200 players, 100k to the winner. Good luck with that, mate. And we've got big up to Chris, by the way. Another good evening. What's going on with Emery settings tonight? Unite settings. It could be Unai Longstaff. It could be Christopher Emery. There you go. And all you Champions League qualifying mags, thank you so much to Chris. What a night. What a display for War Flags. We are Geordies. We are massive. Christopher, we are indeed.
I think it's different this time. I know we've been there before, but I feel that this time we're going there to compete at the highest level. And that's what Eddie says. We don't go to make up the numbers. We go to compete. And I think what we're going to see is unlike anything we've ever seen before.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I totally agree. Well said. Well said. And you know what? And these at Premier League are rattled. Big up to Jules, by the way. And if you don't know David Harrison, people, right, who sadly we lost him a year ago, the kudos goes out to David Havison. I met him. He's a fantastic guy. And can I take a moment to remember Dave, our Geordie granddad, and Chris Argy's, is it Argy? Sorry about if I pronounced it right. Sorely missed members of our Newcastle family, but I'm sure looking down, celebrating with us as well. They would have been absolutely fantastic. They would have been over the moon today. And it's sorely missed by Chris and our Dave. And my condolences goes out to the pair. And yes, you are Leslie silly today. Wrong day. And to Ash as well. Right, let's go on to the review game. The game between Newcastle and Leicester City at St James's Park last week. Newcastle needed a point. Leicester also needed points as well for the fight against relegation. Newcastle picked 11, and before they did that, Joe Linton went off injured, was injured before the kickoff, which is a massive, massive blow. Elliot Anderson came for him. Other than that, it was the same starting lineup. Sean Longstaff came in. It was great to see him as well. And when you saw the lineup, Sean Longstaff in, Joe Linton injured, didn't play.
I have to say that Anderson was really composed. Must be a hell of a thing to think you're going to start on the bench and then that in such a game, and that suddenly to be told, right, you're starting, and it's only a second ever start. I thought he was amazing for that. Wait till we get to the scores for each player.
Aye. Oh, you're going to be jealous tonight. You're going to be jealous tonight. I can see a tens and tens and tens coming.
Not for me, actually. Not after yesterday. But we got there.
Exactly. The highest I would have scored. As I would have given them the 8. That's the highest I would have done if I was doing it. So there you go. We've got one from the corner line. Nick Porter says a statue of St James's Park after that save at the death. Unreal. Madison, Newcastle trial went well. Nick Pope, I tell you something, right? That save. I tell you, if that was Donnarumma, right? If that was Peter Shilton's, and if that was the world-class keepers along the way, that would have been talked about all day. But that save from Castagna, wow, what a save.
Yeah, would have been so easy having got that far through the game with nothing to do. It would have been really easy for him not to be right on it, and he was there when we needed him.
I know. The thing is, right, he had nothing to do as well. Like, you know, he had nothing to do. He's a visual spectator. I thought Leicester just defended the whole of the game. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm disappointed in Dean Smith for what he's done, but he's the manager. He's got to do what he thinks is right, because I can understand he's done that because his team don't want to get a thrashing off us. We could have put 4 or 5 past them on another day, but in pass off, the defenders really well.
I actually think the tactics are pretty smart.
Yeah.
So 5 at the back. Maybe there was more. I'm sure I counted 10. But you know, that was they just didn't let us play. They didn't let us get our rhythm. And then they upped the tempo right in the last 10 minutes. I don't know if that was planned, or whether it was just that they suddenly started to feel it. But we could so easily be having a different conversation now. So I'm hugely grateful for the fact that we're having the good conversation we did. If you remember, John, I gave 2 predictions in the preview. I said we were either going to win 7-0, or get beat 1-0. And
you did.
It wasn't far wrong what I didn't want to happen. And I thought tactically he was smart. You know, how much is riding on it for them? You can't blame him for doing that. You know, how much financially, how much for himself, everything. It was smart tactics.
I thought it was, to be fair, because the thing is, though, I mean, Steve Bruce used to play like that when he managed us, played a 5-4-1 or 5-3-2, and I didn't like it personally. I mean, I wouldn't play that tactic if I was a supporter, but Dean Smith have to do what was right, and you just said it there. He's quite smart, and he dropped Madison. He also dropped Harvey Barnes as well. And Leicester fans was thinking, what's he done? What's he doing? You need to win this game. Simple as that. So at the end of the day, I mean, it's just ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. But they asked the questions. We tried to come up with an answer. We just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net. I think the man of the match for me was the Leicester goalpost.
I think they might have also put cling film across it, because there was nothing that we could do to get it in the back of the net.
I know. It's just, you know what it is, right? I mean, it's just one of those things. I mean, team's going to come to us now, and they're going to work us out. They're going to think, you know what? They were attacking. Let's see what they're like when we defend. Now, all the other teams next season, right? They'll be watching that and thinking, you know what? We're going to put 5 at the back because they know that Newcastle struggle against the back 5. But it's just, for me, I mean, we've got a point. In the end, you're not going to win the game. Don't get beat.
Yeah. We last night, 0-0. Fine, I'll take that.
Yeah, I mean,
it's unusual for us. Very unusual for us.
Yeah, I mean, the atmosphere was fantastic. I was doing go above what I've seen on TV. I thought the atmosphere was absolutely fantastic. The East Stand, when they showed a picture of Eddie Howe, was outstanding. The flags again, NUFCs and releases. I'll tell you what.
Yeah. Go on, tell us what. Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, sorry. No, I was just going to say that let's hope we get that again every single game. The Champions League's going to be special. I cannot wait to see what's going to happen on that. And it's going to be beautiful, absolutely electric.
So we have to give the shout out to War Flags. War Flags has lifted the whole city, and amazing work that they do. So have to give them a big round of applause. And I've seen it a lot of people sort of realizing they lifted us, they lifted the team. Eddie said it himself, they've lifted us and really, really helped. Awesome work.
Absolutely 100%. And let's hope Long may continue the work, because I tell you what, we're a special club, unique club, and whoever we're after, I hope that quality player considers moving to Newcastle, because I tell you something, you don't need to move to London, because at the end of the day, you all come to the Premier League. London isn't everything. Everything does not revolve around London. Do you know what I mean? I mean, they're going to go to London because they don't want to get themselves noticed. They love to go to King's Road, right? So they don't get recognised and can go out to the mills and that sort of thing. Cool. But Newcastle's got it's a fantastic city, fantastic beaches. The countryside's amazing. The only problem is the weather. But I'm not care about the weather. Newcastle is a world-class city. I don't care what people say. But guys, put the likes on, smash the likes and subscribe if you're new. 5 more with 5K. Head all over the place, Lottie. That's the Leslie. And we'll be spending over 200 mil in the summer. We need to. And John, the video put out there has no sound, mate. Sound came on my end. I have to have a look, man. Gary, thanks. I didn't get in the comments of that, but thank you, man. 5, 6 players, 1 who's signing. Rest in peace, Dave. I'm sure he's looking down on the team last night. Absolutely, mate. And I tell you what, bless Dave. Look, he's like a brother to us. He really is. I used to be a goalie, and that save was incredible. Ash, you're absolutely right. That save, by the way, Louise, was worth 40 million quid.
Yes, and it's not the only one. It's not the only one of those he's done this season. Absolutely incredible. Really humble, quiet, but delivers. That will do.
Yeah, absolutely. We're not going to beat slap teams up every week, are we? We're not going to win every single game. As long as you put the effort in, sort of thing, which we did last night. We gave it everything. We had over 20 goal attempts again, about 5 on target, something like that. And Hannon Castagna scored that goal right at the end. And I'd probably not have made that save, then it would have been a kick in the teeth for us, because we did not deserve that. We did not deserve to be kicked in the teeth like that. And
we didn't, but it could have happened. And in the past, it would have happened. And that's probably what all of us fans are thinking. It'll go wrong. But it also, that brings me a bit to Bruno. And was it a red card? Because I think he was trying so hard. I don't know if he was doing that because of Joe Linton, and he felt like, he was kind of trying to replace Joe in a way, and being strong, but he was just a little bit over, I thought, and he could have got a red. There's plenty of refs who would be just willing, some opportunity like that to give him a red, and we would have been down to 10 men for so much of that game. Could have taken. So he's not in my good books much, but I still love him. But I do think he's so passionate, so desperate to take us forward. When you overuse a strength, it can become a weakness, and that's what he did last night for me. And there was others as well who were, you know, sailing pretty close to the wind in terms of getting yellow cards and then possibly 2. So I noticed after half time all of that seemed to stop. So somebody had obviously had a word. But yeah, I love his passion. Love that he cares so much. He just needs to be. He needs maybe to learn from that and just rein it in just a little bit. He's got the skill. We've all, you know, we've got the skill in the team. He doesn't need to resort to that.
100%. I mean, I looked at it again, and I tell you what, that looked a pretty bad one as well. I didn't look at it at the time, but when I looked at the replay, it looked a pretty bad one. I was looking at the referee all the time, and I thought I was going to go to VAR check. And I tell you what, Bruno was very, very lucky. I love his passion. I love his endeavour. I love the way he plays football, but he's got that streak on him. And you're right, he needs to be quite careful because he got sent off against Southampton, and that was the reason. Do you know what I mean? But I'm sure Eddie told him to calm it down. That's all he's got to do, calm it down, and hopefully he'll be fine. So
we've got enough. We've got enough. We can do it.
100%, 100%. Big up to Wayne, by the way, and I hope you're all right, mate. At one point to be. And hi to Truls. How are you, mate? I hope you're okay. What's a good game? Do you think it's a good game last night? Do you think it's a good game? Do you think it was just a frustrating game for Newcastle?
I didn't think it was a good. It wasn't good for a spectator. It couldn't have been good for a neutral. I'll take it. Thank you very much.
That's 100%. Trips crossed the ball 20 times last night, but he's had plenty of the ball as well. But a bit frustrating for me. He could have had a couple of chances, could have scored, but it is what it is for Isak. I don't like him playing on the left-hand side. I'd rather him play up front. That's his bread and butter. Timari Kispaya, remember him? Kicking the boards? Wow. I still put the back if the backer was British, he'll be playing. Listen, it's all about opinion, mate, but let's be real. I mean, I can understand what you're meaning, but Nick Putt's distribution ain't the greatest. I can't lie, but it's a great shot stopper. And on this day, he's one of the best in the country as well. And Pope is way better than Dubs. That's an Ash. Pope's more error prone than Dubs. That's Timari. Not even close. And if Pope cuts out at the mistakes, they're about even. You got to pin Nick Pope every time, haven't you?
It does make, you know, there's occasions he was right out of his box yesterday. It's like, oh, what's happening? But so he does make it exciting sometimes. But he's generally there when you need him. I wouldn't swap.
Nah. Two backs haven't been great as Newcastle keeper all the time. Really? Are you sure about that? Given all day long. Shay Given. And let's hope he doesn't troll. Oh, he doesn't. Hope so.
Oh, and sorry, I have to give an honourable mention, of course, to Pav, because fabulous Jordan.
Yes, 100%. God rest his soul, by the way. Missed him. I met, excuse me, I met Pav a couple of times, by the way. He is a fantastic guy. I met him at Heaton Standerton and also at the number 9 bar as well. Absolutely fantastic. Given Dubs, Tim Krul were the best 3. All opinions are valid, even if we disagree exactly. All that goalkeepers now. Let's go on to the game. We had a chance as well when Bruno played a lovely through ball to Callum Wilson, but he just couldn't control it. That would have put us a goal if he got it done better. Also, Miggy did okay last night. Hit the post, fell to Isak, and he fired over the bar. What do you think of Miggy's performance last night? I mean, the one we saw on Thursday, I mean, for what I've seen, I don't want to have a go at him. I think he's been great, but he's been good. They sussed him out last night, I thought.
Yeah, he wasn't. He didn't play anything like didn't play like he played against Brighton. But could you do that 2 games on the bounce? I mean, he was awesome then. So could we expect that? But he did do the 1-2 just before he crossed for Isak. I thought that was one of my cameos of the match for me, where I thought, yeah, I'll take that. And the other thing, of course, was when his little lad was on the pitch afterwards, and his little lad scored at the Gallagher end. And I just thought, that's it. I'm hoping he's now hooked for the rest of his life on the Gallagher end. Bless him. So yeah, I'm a big Mickey fan.
Aye. I'll tell you what, though, we love Miggy anyway. Love Miggy. Foxy maybe in the chat probably agree. And you know what Foxy's like, you know what I mean? But look, at the end of the day, right? I mean, I think Miggy had a good season. Best season that he's had in black and white shirt. I can't lie. But, you know, it's only he's got a right foot. It'll be fantastic. That's a big up to coffee, by the way. Woo! We're going to Europe. We are indeed. We are indeed.
We're going to win in Europe. We're going to win in Europe.
Exactly. Win a lot. Win a lot. And as well, more John, when your Fatten sponsorship finally increases more like 70 to 80 mil, we're going to get a sponsorship, a brand new sponsor this in the summer. We don't know what it is. But one thing I do know, I think it's going to be 25 mil over 4 years. Is it? Or is it 25 mil a season?
Yeah, I think they'll be queuing up. And there'll be some that missed out that would love to be sponsoring us.
Absolutely.
Oh, talking of sponsoring, I've got my Toon top on because it's the last home match yesterday, so there's not going to be much chance for the food banks. So yeah, if anybody can, please do.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you've got any money for the food donation, always donate to the food bank. It helps. I'll donate 100 quid back in the summer. And we all know why. There's no other club in the league that can put a flag display like that, John. Absolutely. Totally agree. We're the best of that in the Premier League, if not in Europe, by the way. And let's have a look at this one as well. Talking about goalkeepers. Good evening to Gareth again. I hope you're okay, mate. And need to sign Rafael Guerrero on a free goal scoring left back class player. I like him. I do like him. Plays for Borussia Dortmund as well. Newcastle needs 5-6 players or times in the summer. It's going to be exciting. We're rumored to be after Leipzig midfielder Dominic Szoboszlai. Would be a quality sign. I'll tell you what. Would you rather sign Sobel or would you sign Madison?
Oh, I wouldn't go for Madison now. So I learned to say it. I didn't get to say it in the preview show because we didn't talk about it. Szoboszlai. I've learned to say it because I felt bad that I didn't know how to say it the other day. So I've learned. And I think I might need to say it. Fingers crossed.
Absolutely. Plays obviously Leipzig and they beat Bayern as well by 3-1 the other day. They might have just stopped winning the Bundesliga title. Cheeky Dean Smith and Leicester made us fall asleep throughout the game and tried to sneak a goal towards the end. That was their game plan. What a save by Nick Pope. You're absolutely right, Nick. And we're getting Tierney from Arsenal.
I'd quite like, John, are you going to do a sort of a show that looks at all the possibilities for transfer and stuff like that? There's too many to think about, and I think it's going to change. And how's the complexion going to go? So I'd love to see that before the window opens and then through it.
Absolutely, I'm definitely doing that. I mean, what I'm going to do on the transfer show, I'm going to do like we probably could do another keeper because I think De Vrij could be on the way. I think Leslie's definitely be on the way. We definitely need a goalkeeper. There's one I'd love to get. He plays for Lille. And, for, as an understudy, I think he's a cracking young keeper as well. So we'll do 5 best keepers, 5 best right back, 5 best left back, and just do it on a daily basis, like, you know what I mean? But we definitely need a centre back. There's 2 or 3 players I'd love to have as a centre back. Kimi Yai is one of them. Kevin Dansor's another one as well. And there's another one at centre back as well I quite like as well. Is whatever his name is, like he plays midfield, plays for Leverkusen. Could be wrong, but I will find out. I did transfer show, therefore. Pope has the best saves in the Prem. They always judge on mistakes, goalkeepers. But if not for Pope this season, I don't think being a top 4. I tell you what, he's up there as well.
I agree.
Let's go on high and beat Chelsea. A poor Chelsea. Tierney at 30 mil is a bad sign, especially when you can get Rafael Guerrero on a free. Much better player. The thing is, though, if you've got Premier League experience, then you have to go for Kieran. 100%, but Guerrero, I like him. I do like him. Can he do it? We're
going to need choices. We're going to need to be able to rotate. So we need more of everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what we need. We need cover as well. Definitely cover for a team because our team squad's not big enough. We need more players to beef up the squad as well. The squad bench as well needs beefing up as well. But didn't follow through on that tackle. That's why it was a yellow. Well, if that's the case, that was very smart. Howell's a great manager, makes mistakes. in this transfer market. Touch on Eddie Howe. I listened to Talk Sport today, and someone said that, let's get this straight, Eddie Howe's going to be replaced for a stellar manager. Right? I don't know who it was, right? But whoever said that needs absolutely his examined. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think they would stop him on this trajectory that he's on. You know, if it starts to falter, then that's a different story. But provided he stays on this trajectory, why on earth would you? Because it is like a family. So no, I can't see that happening. I did note today that Dan Ashworth has changed the way that the scouts are working, so that they are now scouting per position rather than scouting per region. So I think that could be quite just an interesting way of doing it, and I wonder what that'll bring.
Absolutely. I mean, Eddie Howe, we've got to keep him as well. And, you know, there's no way they're going to sack Eddie Howe. It's just no way. But what I will say, it'll be a test to him in this season. They're going to see what he's like, what he does in Europe, and how he can cope with it. You know what I mean? But Eddie Howe's going to be here for a long time. Real talk, yeah? They can't sack him, yeah? I mean, at the end of the day, look at Arsenal fans. They want Arteta out, some of them. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. Very frustrating game job, but I knew they were good part of the bus. An absolute brilliant save from Pope. Forget about Shea giving Tobacco second best. All about opinions, mate. Gordon's 21, Drew's out, but he's not wasted. And if you look at the second half, yeah, Newcastle is still on top, right? I mean, like, you know, hit the post. Bruno hit the post again. He's had a shot. Brilliant save by the keeper. He made another great save as well. But again, with Isak, I love Isak, you know that. But for me, I said this before, I don't like him playing on the left-hand side. I want him up front.
Agreed. I was quite surprised that he took Callum off, though. I'm interested to hear what other folk think of that. Would you have taken Callum off at the time that he did?
No, I wouldn't. He's done that wrong. If anything, I would have took off Isak, because I didn't think he was that great. I'm not going to lie. He had plenty on the ball. But I know he's got the skills, got the bills. But at the end of the day, he had about 2, sometimes 3 on him. I think he tried his best. But at the end of the day, right, I mean, they need a winger that can actually play on that left-hand side. And when ASM came on, he did try, kept it tidied. But there's just one flash of moments, if you know what I mean. But again, he got snuffed up by the Leicester defence as well. It's so frustrating. But it's frustrating all around because Leicester played 5 at the back. And Leicester started to play late on. And when the goal should have came, when Castagna had that shot and he blasted straight up Pope, that's a world-class save, by the way. And Fabian Schär, I think he was decent last night alongside Botman, just about cleared it away because that would have came in. That would have been 1-0 Leicester late on. And that would have been the kick in the you-know-what.
So I'm interested that he was back with Botman when that happened, because most of the time he was playing much further up the field than I'm used to him playing. And I don't know what I made. I still don't know whether I liked it or not. What do you think?
Trying to play the high line as well, but I think he was trying to get a win sort of thing, like, no, because obviously Leicester was pushing back, so it allows our defenders to come forward slightly. Do you know what I mean? So we have to be ready for the counter attack as well. So I think Newcastle on right, and I thought, you know, like I said, our defense played well. I thought Dan Burn again played okay. I thought Trippier was excellent again, 100%. And yeah, what can I say? I want to see Milinkovic-Savic, Lazio, Rafael from Borussia Dortmund, Madison, Leicester, and Gonzalo Ramos for Benfica. I think Ramos will probably stay another year at Benfica before he moves away. It'd be very interesting to see where he's going to go. I think he's a really good player, really good player. Gordon has been signed for potential, and even if he fails to make 70% of that money back in the resale value, well, he paid 45 million for the lad. You got to give him time, haven't you, Anthony Gordon? You got to give the lad time.
Eddie will fix it. Eddie can fix players, so I have no doubt. And I think we just need to get to the end of the season, and then that'll be sorted out.
100%, 100%. And let's move on to some more comments as well. Please keep those comments coming and smash the likes, by the way. I don't know if I got enough, but have a look. I had at Miggy man of the match. He was amazing again. Was he? I'm not sure which game he was watching, my guy. Seriously. Listen, you think Big Almiron's man of the match? He wasn't as good as he was against Brighton, by the way. Yeah. I mean, his final ball was lacking quality. Yeah. Yes, he lucky at the post, yeah. But at the end of the day, he was too predictable, especially against Leicester's low blocks.
Yeah. So Pope was my man of the match yesterday for that save. I did think there was touches of Miggy that were incredible, but only touches. We didn't see him, you know, run to the full extent that he did for Brighton.
Absolutely. I've got on from Amelia. Hi, Amelia. I hope you're okay, mate. And agree, Amelia was the best player last night. Again, he gets a fair stick, but he's a class player and fast as hell. Well, let's be real. I'm not gonna lie, but I think he's a cracking player, but he wasn't my man of the match last night. It was a draw, but what's the hell? Job done.
Job done.
Job done. And go on, Amir will get more goals. He played his natural position, which is cam left wing. Just hypothetical. If you win the Champions League, all players will be lining up at St James's Park to join. Not happening first time in there. Can you see top world class players going to come to Newcastle at this stage?
I partly think so, because I think there's chatter. There's chatter amongst the players about what a great experience they've had, how much they're hero worshipped. You know, quite a few of them have got a big ego, and they get that ego massaged here massively because it's small, because they can't actually go out without people, you know, talking to them. But what they get is adoration wherever they go. You know, they've got people throwing rose petals in front of them. So a lot of them, I think, would like that kind of environment.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to agree as well, but I don't think you need to win trophies first, though. That's the thing. If you can win trophies first, then people will come and queue up, sort of thing. Yes, got to the final of the Carling Cup, we got to the Champions League. What a season we're having, but we need to win a trophy. It's gotten 68 years without winning the rest of the trophy, 54 years without winning a European Cup, yeah? And that's the thing. That's way too long for Newcastle United not to win anything. 1927, you had to look back to win the last First Division title. And Staff and Steve, big up to Steve. We have the longest unbeaten run in the whole of the 5 best league in Europe. 16 games, unbeaten in 16. Best record. Wow. Thank you for that. And how many tickets will Newcastle get for away games in the Champions League? Very interesting. I agree with Leslie.
In some ways, I don't think it matters, because we'll all be going anyway, and we'll just, you know, take over wherever we are and have the party.
Without tickets, yeah.
Yeah, without tickets for the game, but just being there. And I don't think that there'd be trouble. I just think being there for the party.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Sounds like a plan. We need 1 right back, 2 centre backs, 2 left backs, 2 on the mids, 1 playmaker, and 2 strikers. Wow. Is 250 mil going to cover that? I tell you one player I want to get at Newcastle. One player I get, Declan Rice.
Yeah.
Declan Rice. All it is, if he's worth 80 to 100 million, just slap the money down. Slap it down. Every player has their price. Just say to West Ham, you want 80 mil for the guy? 80 million, and that's all you're getting. He's got 2 months left on his contract. There you go. And goalkeeper on the wings, our strongest position. Some fans need to treat players fairly next season. Have to agree. And for the 5 club going rules, the Champions League take phrase, and they'd be like Goldust. And got one here. Miguel Delaney was on Sky Sports straight after the game last night. That lad has some chip on his shoulder, and it was painful. I didn't listen to what Miguel Delaney said, right? What was said?
I don't listen now.
Oh, apparently he said about Bruno should have been sent off for that tackle, and he wasn't very happy about it at all whatsoever. So, yeah, what I could say is as well, right? We've still got 20 people watching. Yeah, should be more, but please do hit the likes. But you heard of Miguel Delaney, haven't you?
Sorry?
You heard of Miguel Delaney. You heard of him, haven't you?
Yeah. I did listen a bit to those comments about the sending off. I was probably with my nose in Twitter again, because I was much more interested in what was going on in the celebration around the town. I think there's a point there. I do think there's a point there, even if it is dipped in bitterness, that he could well have been sent off for that. Really could have.
Yeah, I mean, Casemiro did that as well. Excuse me, Casemiro did that as well. Was worse than I think it wasn't worse than what Bruno's done. He got sent off for that as well.
Could have happened so easily. They don't need an excuse, like I said,
No,
and that was an excuse.
Yeah, totally agree, 100%. But these journalists do not like Newcastle United at all whatsoever. I don't care what anyone say. Look at Andy Goldstein and Darren Bent saying that we're going to drop out of the top 4 race, so we're going to falter. Look where we are. I sent you that clip today as well on a DM, by the way.
Yeah, I saw it. And Neville and the Scouse one. It's just disgusting. Before the match yesterday, they just couldn't talk about us. They couldn't say a nice word about us. Yeah.
You know what it is though, Louise? Rattled, absolutely rattled. And I said before the start of the season, right, we're coming after these teams, we're coming for them, and they're going to be rattled. And how true we were. And most fans have said exactly the same thing. We're not here to party. We're not here to make the numbers. We're here to compete. And here we go. We compete.
And we're going to do the same in Europe. We're going to do the same in Europe. So we're not going to be very popular there either. Bring it on.
Exactly. Done and dusted. Anyway, let's move on quickly. Yeah, but that was Gordon. Simon George said about Eddie Howe, but I'm not going to take him seriously at all. Let's go on some more comments as well. And Callum Wilson, I'm saying Wilson off. That's right. Isak more energy, and that's fine.
Yeah, I'd ask the question. You know, did people think that was a good thing? It's an interesting perspective.
Yes, you did.
I was. Why? Yeah. Energy thing. Yeah. Fair enough.
Fair comment. Yeah. So Madison, not for me, get the Hungarian lad. Plus, I heard Arsenal and Declan Rice. And let's go through the 3 positives of the game last night. The first one was Sean Longstaff back on the pitch. Great to see him back. Yeah.
So another one I would add is the composure of Anderson. I thought he was amazing, considering what, you know, the suddenness of it is being on the pitch. And I thought he imposed himself. I thought he wasn't being pushed around. He did a little bit of pushing as far as I could see. Yeah, quite strong. Liked it.
Yeah, it's great to see him back as well, because we badly missed him in the midfield, and he came in, did the job as well. Wasn't spectacular, but at the end of the day, I think he did all right, and I thought he looked really good as well. And the next one we'll go to in a minute, Kane's 2-all. Not sure if he fits in the high press system, but he scored 28 goals this season. If Madison was a top quality Leicester, wouldn't be one game from the drop. Question his attitude. Okay, cool. I did see Gordon as an upgrade at ASM and Amiran. Got to watch the Champions League. That's the 12th man team. Big up to you, mate. To all UK. How do you feel? And we'll be Madison, ASM, and keeping Gordon. And last one for now. The Gallagher goalpost was cussed. We always hit that goalpost. Yes, we do. Let's go on to the second positivity as well. I'll let you figure the second positive.
Oh, so I did, because I think you maybe didn't hear. I was talking about Anderson, so you were still talking about Longstaff while I was talking about Anderson. So that was my second one. So what's our third one? Pope.
The third.
Pope Singer.
Yeah, Nick Pope. That's it right at the end, because I told you had to concentrate on that on mine, because that shot Castanis did wasn't easy, but Nick Pope had to be on alert. He was on alert to make that save, and that save will cost 40 million quid just to get in the Champions League. That's worth 40 million quid. That's safe.
What does anybody else think? Anybody else got a different top 3 point that we missed? Of the best point of the match? Has anybody else in the chat got a different perspective on what the top 3 moments should have been?
Yeah, I think the next one, a bonus one, we're Champions League.
Oh yeah. Say it again.
Exactly. So yeah, he's like a centre forward. I said that he's not a winger. Definitely not a winger. Big up to Luca, mate. Hope you're okay, mate. Can't be the next one, I'm afraid. That's against house rules. And we'll play very well. 20th, and I've got some as well. Yeah, we couldn't got SMS. I've got to say that links for Savage. Is it a Gordon? That 8 players who can play on the wing. Let's move on to Christopher. Anyone got any idea, by the way, how the hell did Bruno miss that header? Watched it 10 times over, and I can't figure out how it didn't go in. He did want to hit the head of the goalpost, and I figured it's caught in 2 minds there, wasn't he? I think, of what?
Yeah, it was quite hard to miss, but it was just nothing was going to work last night, unfortunately. Yeah. I think you talked about 3 highlights, so lowlights for me would be that we got in each other's way a bit. And that's not something, and I don't know if that's just because I don't know. There's too many of us up front. I don't know. We literally a couple of times ran into each other, got in each other's way, caused each other a few problems. So I was like, that's not like us. That was one of my downsides. You got a downside?
Yeah, Joe Linton injured for the game, which unfortunately didn't help us at all whatsoever, because we could have done with him last night for some box-to-box energy and getting him play our spheres as well. I think he would have made the difference yesterday, because they could have done something special last night. But it was a massive blow, and he's been fantastic this season, Joe Linton. Really been fantastic.
Can I just say thank you to JJ? I'm loving that. Thank you, JJ. Appreciate it.
Big up, big up. Good evening to JK. I hope you're okay. I can't believe what I'm hearing about Miggy. How can you say he wasn't good yesterday, John, because we didn't win? No, what I said was, right, I mean, for me, I mean, Leicester found him predictable, mate. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he had a shot at the post, but other than that sort of thing, like, I mean, his final ball was lacking, right? You watch the game again. Yes, he's worked hard. I'll give him that. But I'm judging him on last night's game, and we're going to have to analyse it, mate. You know what I mean? He's not looking at the post, but all I'm saying is there's two problems there. His final ball was lacking, and secondly, as well, he just couldn't cope with Leicester low blocks as well. All you have to do, get the shooting boots on next time. So that's just my opinion, mate. I definitely have an opinion. The play ratings are going to come later on, and I'll not be doing it. Lewis will be doing it. So
I've got a list. I've got a list.
Yeah, exactly. F Science Jules, did you remember 1927? John, was it good? Only joking. Listen, that's when we actually won the first division.
Awesome.
So long time ago. I supported the team since '93. I've seen a lot of ups and downs. However, no more downs. The future's black and white. Absolutely. Kind words, Gareth, there. Zaka signed a new contract. Tell Miggy that if Bruno shouldn't have been sent off, then Sabitzer should have been sent off for the same tackle. Exactly. Hypocrite. He is an absolute hypocrite. Registered journalist, he did not want to take over the happened.
He's irrelevant to me. Irrelevant.
He is.
Just don't care. Whatever.
He is. Amir had 3 successful dribbles for hit the post, good volley, 90% pass accuracy, won most of his duels, crossed his right foot, and Amir was very good last night as well. Sky Sports gave man of the match to a Leicester player. They are deluded. That was Harry Suter.
They were going to, though, weren't they? And actually, you think about it, who thought that they were going to get a draw with us? Who thought they could come and do that?
No one.
Not many.
No one. You take care, Jules. Thanks for coming in, mate, and I'll speak to you later. But no one at all. I expected to win.
Yeah. So I think on balance, that might not be unreasonable.
Exactly. Yeah. Absolutely. But end of the day, like I said earlier, we can't win all the time. We're going to get teams going to come in and frustrate us. That's exactly what Leicester did yesterday. But we're through. We're in Champions League.
Yeah, and to be honest, I'd rather they stayed up than some others.
Agree. I take Calvin Phillips to Newcastle advice isn't an option. That's a good option there, but he gets injured a lot. But he is a fantastic player, Calvin Phillips. I like Calvin Phillips, by the way. So Quintin has said to come get him. We don't know that, mate. We don't know that at all. I mean, like, it's just rumours at this stage. Longstaff broke down some of our attacking moves. I thought Sean had a good game yesterday. I really like him.
I really like him as well, but I think he was, back before he was ready to an extent, I think, and very little time to settle in. That's part of what I was saying about us getting in our own way a little bit. So I understand that comment. I'd still rather have had him in though.
100%, 100%. I think he's a good player, Calvin. Eddie Howe will make him a better player. He's a proper CDM, right? That's going to make it better. But what you got to realise, yeah, that if Man City sells a player, they're not as good. Zinchenko, yeah, ain't as good. Gabriel Jesus went to Arsenal. Only scored, what, 10 Premier League goals this season. Need a striker. And N'Golo Kante will be a good signing. I'm not so sure. Injury prone. Best midfielder years ago, but injury prone. I'm just very proud of our team has performed. Every one of our players has done us proud. Great to have our club back, which is JK, 100% there. And highlights for me, Champions League, Paul great save, Miro and Bruno outstanding. Did Joe Linton really miss the game, or was it planned beforehand? I wonder. Well, apparently, mate, he's just got injured, mate. Apparently, otherwise he'd definitely be in the squad, 110%. Highlights for me.
He should get an Oscar if he didn't then, because his face, you know, when his face, when he was sitting on the bench at the start, he looked absolutely gutted. So if he's not going to make it for us, then he could definitely make it as an actor if that was not, you know, not how it was meant to be. I think he was already injured, and then what happened just before the kickoff, I think, finished him off, unfortunately.
I know, gutted, man. But
Sings a good song as well.
It does.
Did you see him when he came in? Yeah, it was yeah.
Oh, it's amazing, wasn't it? Oh man, it's brilliant. Oh,
you can see what I've been doing all day, just watching those videos.
Yes, absolutely. What a time to be a fan. Christopher said, War Flags, Champions League, and I jump on to this happy. And then we've got lots of Liverpool fans today saying Bruno exit red card because we paid the refs. We got lucky this season. We were finished bottom half. We will finish bottom half next season. Spend 300 mil of our money, so much sold. You know what it is, Coffee? Just taking a notice of some of these. They're just rattled. Absolutely rattled. Us paying the refs. How about the Liverpool decisions? Like, how many decisions have Liverpool had through VAR and actually gone their way? Some of the fans got short memories, people. Honestly. Yes, I do. I honestly don't care who gets awards. We've got Champions League, that's in Les. And Liverpool's got a draw. They had VAR and refs helping them our season. And that's exactly what I've been saying, mate. Exactly what I've been saying. Mourinho was at the point of tears after the game, saying he couldn't believe they made Champions League. And is anyone else excited when the Gallagher gets expanded? Would love to get a better chance to get to the home games. What do you think of that one, Louise? Oh,
I'd love to. Back where I used to be. If I do the preview show for Chelsea, I'll tell you about when I was in there when we played Chelsea when I was a kid and what happened with the scoreboard. For those that don't know, people might remember, but I was reminiscing about that. So yeah, I'd absolutely love that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm with you 110%. It needs to be extended because that's not enough. 52 it's not enough. No. Not enough. And Alan, one more if you've got the player ratings. Go for Ugarte. He plays for Sporting Lisbon. And Blog said over there we had scouts watching him, but also Villa maybe the head in fight for him as well. That's a flipping good show, Alan. Bloody good show. Right, player ratings time. You know how it works, people. We rate a player 1 to 10, including the manager, the fans, referees. And if you want to come on the chat, you do that. But we're going to be honest on our ratings, yeah? And if you don't like our ratings, cry some more. Because you'll be back again on Monday after the Chelsea game. So
tell me why I'm wrong. I'm always happy to be told why I'm wrong.
Exactly.
Shall I go?
Yeah, let's go. Let's start with Nick Pope. I mean, he had absolutely now to do, right? And that save at the end, like I said about 5 minutes ago, is worth 40 million quid. And I tell you what, that save got us Champions League. What a save. Apart from that, he did absolutely no.
But he got a 10 from me for doing it.
Okay, 10 out of 10. Sure, ratings mind. Let's go on to the right back. He's had another quality performance last night, completely bossed the game in possession. And the set piece has been fantastic. It has indeed 112 passes in that game, 60 accurate long balls, what a signing Kieran Trippier has been this season. A true leader.
So when I first did it, I did 7. I went 7, and then I thought I'd been harsh, and I went 8. Changed it to 8.
Changed it to an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Just a few of his passes have gone astray again. I think he's tired. So yeah, but I thought I'd been harsh, so I moved it back up to an 8.
8 out of 10. I tried to learn to sing the Champions League song, but I found it's not entirely in English. So I've learned Joe Linton's version. You carry on, Coffee. You carry on. And then, right, let's go on to the next comment. Going to Aaron. Big up to you, Aaron. Is that the one when you started putting advertising board because you had the small? Oh, I'm not going to read that. I'm sorry, Aaron. I'm not going to read that. Come on, guys. I'm not being funny, right? I know you can have a laugh, but comments like that, I'm sorry, is not being tolerated. Simple as that. Alan's being generous today, isn't he? So let's go swiftly on to the next one on the other side. I'm going to go with Dan Burn. I mean, look, he had plenty of the ball, overlaps a lot without anything exciting. He won a great duel with even really got, let's say, Wilson goal. But in my opinion, he rarely threatened.
True. I gave him an 8 though. I gave him an 8.
Very generous there. Very generous. But it's your ratings. Let's go on to
my ratings. You got an 8?
I got it. You know, I tell you what, though, I'm gonna have to call you Father Christmas because you're jealous.
We'll see.
Wow. Okay, your ratings. Me, I would have given it a 6 personally, but let's go on to Fabian Schär. I mean, listen, another solid defensive game yesterday, and read the game so well. He won 6-10 aerial duets, 1, but shooting again like it goes over the bar. But let's be real, I think he's defended well.
So he got an 8.
Okay, and let's go as partner in crime. I mean, this guy is like a Rolls Royce when he's on it as well. He makes things so easy for a big guy. This guy should be in the Dutch squad right now, the full Dutch squad. I can't understand why he's not being picked. Sven Botman, I tell you what, he's outmuscling the Leinster forwards all night. He didn't give Vardy a kick. And Sven Botman.
So I'm going to give you slight disagreement on that one because he did make an error that could have cost us. So he got a 7 for me.
Cool. 7 out of 10 for Sven Botman. Let's go on to the midfield. It's great to see him back on the pitch. And I thought he did well. And badly missing. It's great to see him back as well. He's a part of the team. And he works so hard off and off the ball as well. Sean Longstaff.
8.
And when it comes back, though, he gives you that dimension, doesn't he? Like, do you know what I mean? He gives you that little balance, doesn't he? Not just a balanced dimension. But
we really missed him.
Absolutely. The one thing I missed from him is taking long range shooting. I like seeing me players shoot. When I do a watch along, when they get a ball and find a good area, shoot, have a go, have a dig. But 8 out of 10 for Sean. Cool.
Before we move on from Sean, he's got a habit of falling over. I can hear my old dad, who also isn't with us anymore, would call him Bambi on ice because he falls over. Does he need longer studs? Question.
Yeah, he does sometimes, you know what I mean? Like Sean Amiobi, he's Bambi, but in a nice way. But he's falling over as well for a big guy. But I'd love to get Sean on the channel as well. Chat to him as well. That'd be great. So 8 for Sean. Well, we're going to go to the next one. Like I said, he's been very lucky not to be sent off in the first half. I watched it again. Very, 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 very fortunate to stay on that pitch. 99 successful passes. And not only that as well, I think his pass has been great. He tried to detect the game. So link up players between Longstaff and me. I'll go on to Bruno.
7. For the fact that he could have cost us so dearly with that red card. It could have been a red card. Even if it wasn't a red card, it could have been a red card the way, people are gunning for us at the moment. So I have to give him a 7 because he didn't keep his head.
I think he's very lucky as well because at the end of the day, we all do, babe. We all do. If he got sent, he got a 4-game ban. He would have missed the Chelsea game plus the next 3 for the new season. So he is very lucky because those 3 games would have cost us big time. Let's go on to The next one, again, he came on. He's a late call up because Joe Lynn suffered an injury in the warm up. And I thought first half, I thought he was really good, just chasing, harassing as well, make himself available, keeps things ticking as well. But in the second half, I mean, he looked a bit out of place, and not really a little bit out of place. He looked a bit knackered as well in the second half. But Elliot Anderson's great to see him on the pitch. What would you give him?
Well, I think he was struggling a bit with his hamstring towards the end, wasn't he? Maybe just because it'd been just too exhausting. But it was a really tough game for him to manage, I think. But I gave him a 9 because I did think he put himself about. He was confident. He was composed. He had a shot. You know, from a bit of a range as well. He wasn't scared to do it. So for courage, I'm giving him a 9.
Well, big up to Elliot then. Big up to Elliot Anderson, 9 out of 10. Let's go on to the front three. Excuse me. I'm going to start with Miggy. Look, in the first half, look, he played well. He played right, but he's on looking at the post. But the only slight negative for me is final ball was lacking, and it is true. And not all of that as well. But he looked a little bit predictable against Leicester's low block as well. And for me, I mean, I'm not slating him. I think he gave his best. He gave it a go. And he had a couple of chances placed it over the bar as well. One of it he cut inside and placed it over the bar. I mean, how many did Miggy?
So I gave him an 11 against Brighton. And so this time I've dropped it way down to a 9 because it wasn't the same, but it was still amazing. So he got a 9.
Okay. And let's go on to the next one. The other side is people's coming, the new Thierry Henry, right? But I don't like him playing on the left side for me. I just don't think he's a fit on the left-hand side. I mean, at times he did try. He did a lot of dribbling, got a few shots off as well. They were way off target. The one when Niggy hit the post and he fired it over, it was but for a clumsy foul on Castagna in the first half when he tracked back, which I like. But to me, I love Isak, you know that. But when he's good, he's good. But last night, I feel like Tideas, if I'm honest with you. I can't lie.
I think you mentioned there were times when he had 2 or even 3 people marking him really tightly. So he struggled a bit from that. So I had given him an 8, but just listening to you, I'm thinking, oh, maybe it was a 7. Yeah, I'm going to go 7.
I would have given him a 6.
Oh, yeah, but you're tough and I'm nice.
Wow, am I being harsh on me? If I did a play show,
what does everyone else think? I can't read them. I can't read them when I'm looking at my list and thinking what.
I mean, Coffee's giving us a 10. He's actually early, but big up to Coffee. You have a good evening, mate. Referee gets a -50. We watch along to 10 out of 10. I tell you what, Coffee's a great guy. He really, really is. I can't lie. Let's go on to Ashwell, to Les. House rules. We don't do other channels, please. Thank you, Leslie. You're absolutely 100%. There's Christopher's player ratings. He's like 6 as well. And take everyone saying bye to Jules as well. Fair ratings. And that as well. Let's go on. And Foxy, you know what Foxy is here? Pip, Chip, Bruno, Miggy, standout players of him last night. I'll leave. Cool. Let's go on to. So you're giving Isak a 7.
I am. Wilson an 8.
Fair enough. I haven't told you yet.
Yeah. That's it. He's an 8.
Okay. Okay. Even though first half.
No, go on. Tell me what you thought.
Okay. I think he lacked service, to be fair. Do you know what I mean? For his teammates, I can't lie. He had a head off the line, hit the first of the shot as well. Well, I felt he could have done a slightly better. And he had very little space due to Leicester's low block and defending as well. But getting subbed after in the 60th minute was a bit harsh. Very, very harsh. So for me,
I was surprised when he went off. Really surprised.
Very surprised. He did nothing wrong. I thought he was unlucky. He just needed a bit more support. But there you go.
And he's the one that would have got us the goal, I think. You know, if there was a goal to come, it would have come from him. So maybe he was carrying an injury that we don't know about or something. Yeah,
I agree. Look, at the end of the day, he did try his best. It wasn't his best of games, I can't lie. But for me, I just think he had a chance there. He could have had a chance to hit the post and then head off the line as well. Let's go on to the substitutes bench now. We're going to ASM. For me, interplay was good with Byrne, worked well together. I think he should have brought on in the second half, to be fair. I can't lie. But all it is, like, we just kind of for someone to do some magic, but he just didn't do enough for me.
7. I love him as well. 7.
Wow, okay. We're not going to rate the rest of the players who didn't spend long enough time for me. Murphy, Gordon came on. I'm going to give them both a standard 5 for me. And also, that's that. Let's go on to the referees. The referee, Kavanagh, for me. I just don't rate him.
For me, it wasn't. He could have made it worse for us than it was. So I thought he was all right. 5.
5. Wall flags.
10. Even 11. Even 11. Awesome.
I'm not even going to argue Gary as well. And Daniel for Foss will be a good signing. I don't think Steve will let him go. Let's go on to we've done the referees. We've done the fans. You said the fans. You didn't mention the fans, didn't we? The fans.
I think they were pretty good.
Straight 10.
Yes.
Straight 10. And on to Eddie Howe. Now, with Eddie Howe, right, he played a 4-3-3, you know that, yeah. Substitution done it early, which is good. Getting ASM on. I think he got the decision to take off whistles wrong, and it just didn't come off.
I agree. But I don't know if I can give Eddie less than a 10.
No,
I don't know if the police come round or an alarm goes off or something if I give Eddie less than a 10. So no, I'll give Eddie a 10, even though I agree that was. But then I'm thinking there must be a reason for that we don't know. He must have been carrying something.
Cool, fair enough. And yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, with Champions League, we come and Fox said Bruno just for that miss, but he played was much better. Longstaff in the middle brings the best out of Bruno. I could have to agree. Foxy's absolutely right, because at the end of the day, right? I mean, if Bruno and Sean plays well, Newcastle plays well, and when you got Joe Linton there, I tell you something now, that midfield 3 looks absolutely fantastic. And Moussa Diaby, I mean, he's been linked with us for quite a long time. Now, Man United's after him as well.
Yeah, I'm going to need some kind of mechanism of putting all these players together and things for the rest of the, through the close season. I can't work out how it all hangs together, but we need to see what could happen. Can I give a shout out, or can we rate, please, the owners, because they did a little bit of a kickabout at heart. Oh, you're going to come to it, all right? Okay.
Yeah. No, you go on. You carry on. You go for it. You'll be co-host. Go for it.
So not just the fact that they had that kickabout and it was for charity, and they just get stuck in, don't they? They just. Did you see the chairman's coat? He had a coat of black and white, a dream coat. Did you? And he took it off, and it had the emblem in the bottom of the inside of the lining of his jacket. The heart that they bring to it, I just absolutely love. So they get 11 for me as well.
Do you know what? I'll go do the season review as well, and in a couple of weeks, probably in a week's time, sort of thing, do a season review show as well, and they're going to talk about from the beginning of the summer sort of thing. I'm going to get you on as well for that as well, and which would be fantastic, and probably one more as well. So it's going to be like a debate as well. So it's going to be good ones, positive ones. Absolutely fantastic. So, and I love Foxy the bit. He knows that as well. Like, listen, I said on Thursday, he had a fantastic game on Thursday. And I do love Miggy as well. So these are I think Chris says a good point. Kimi Ive and Napoli, yes, please. Rice, yes, please. Diaby, yes, please. Sobolewski, yes, please. And then that would be, would you say a 10 out of 10 window if you get all those players? Lou?
I don't know. This is what I'm saying. I don't know how they fit together. I don't know how they work personality-wise as well as skill. I don't know, but I'm really excited to find out.
Yes, absolutely. We'll go through these comments as well. And yes, I'll take Kieran as well. And Raphael, we've seen that as well. And Christopher, I can't read out, mate. It's in capitals, mate. No caps, please. Thank you very much indeed. 100 and 100, brilliant. Thank you, Leslie, for that. And Rafael Guerrero has been mentioned quite a lot. It's quality player. I think he's playing midfield as well, at the back as well. There you go. Right, we've got Chelsea on Saturday. We're going to do a preview as well. If I can get you on either tomorrow, what's Tuesday today, isn't it? So could be Thursday, but you'll be up to Newcastle. We talk about in a bit, and yeah. So Chelsea game. How do you think that game's going to go? Are we going to do it?
So I said that I expected 7 yesterday. So we need to carry over the 7, right? But I expect 3 anyway. So now I want 10. And I've written down who I want to get them. But that's for the preview show.
Cool. That's absolutely fine. We do that as a preview show as well. We could do an early one as well. Right, we're going to wrap up there on this one there. That's our review for the game. Newcastle drew Leicester by 0-0. And Newcastle are in Champions League as well. Eddie is over the moon. He did say today that they're not going to go overboard on their spending. It has to be for the right players, which I think is right. And again, people are saying that to overachieved as well. That we're way ahead of our project as well. It's just to be like a 3-4 year project, but we've done it in 18 months. What a job Eddie Howe's done. What? How did he do it? How did he do it?
Because he's a student of the game and he works hard and he's got brilliant ethic.
100%. 100%. It's as simple as that. And you know what it is, right? I mean, look, he'd be here for a long, long time, Eddie. He is amazing. Absolutely amazing. He's going nowhere. I don't care. Even Ancelotti's available. Even Simeone is available. This guy, he is Newcastle. He really is. Right, going to wrap up there anyway. But thanks again. And did you enjoy coming on the game tonight?
I did. Hope everybody else enjoyed it. I loved it. I had a great time. Thank you.
Fantastic. And where can we find you on your social media?
I don't do this stuff.
I know.
This is really weird. So Louise3 Thompson on Twitter is the only place you really find me.
And a future podcaster as well, I'm hearing. If you do, Louise, I want to be your first guest.
No, I am loyal to you. I will follow you always. See you later.
Don't go yet.
No. Okay.
Just go through his comments and David definitely going to wrap up. That's right. He's made a left back to play left wing. Very good technically as well. And thanks, Leslie, for joining in. Hit the likes on the way out, please. Thank you, John. Thank you so much, Colton. Champs League's in the bag. Absolutely. Great, Jack, great banter. Tell me, man going to Italy. Of course we are, Alan. Of course we are. Thank you, mate. House High Performance podcast with Gia Conference Call if anyone hasn't watched it. And pleasure as well. And good chat. Thank you, Timuri. Thank you very much indeed. And if you want to find us, the link's in the description as well. Like, subscribe. I'll see you back tomorrow. And until then, guys, we're Champions League and we're the lads. And
we're the lads.
And watch what I did. Enjoy. Get celebrating, chats. Get celebrating, people. I'm out of here.